listen, today we've got something very interesting that all you folks, you are going to care about this. And we're going to examine what your face says about you and what meanings your facial expressions are giving out. You know, you don't really think about that, and you don't realize what you're doing. We have a world-renowned I asked her 3 times how do you say oculoplastic surgeon, which is like ocular plastic surgeon, who will be here to teach us about our faces. So we can't wait to do that. But Beth is going to do a little experimentation of her own right now. She's got some expressions she's been thinking about, and I'm going to try to figure out what someone just said to her by the expression on her face. And I don't think, we'll ask Dr. Sherman about this, but I don't think people even realize they're doing it until someone points it out to them. So give me your best.
My expressions are very dramatic, though. I've been...
Because you're on TV.
I'm just dramatic.
Oh, you're a drama queen. Okay, give me your expression. I have to guess what you're thinking.
The first one is, this is the first one. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like you're surprised. It looks like you were surprised that somebody said something and it was more like a, really? I did that? Kind of a thing?
I left my curling iron on. That was my expression.
So that was the light bulb went off?
That was like the, yes.
Okay, now...
Except I didn't want to be that dramatic because I thought, well, that would have given it away.
No, give me another one.
Okay, let me see. Ready?
Okay. Can you do this now without...
No, because now I'm thinking of the person who I'm thinking of. Okay, ready?
Let's see. Oh, I'm a woman, so I know all these. You can't believe what your husband just said. He just said something to you and you're angry with him.
Okay, this is the phone call. Beth, I'm going to be late.
Late home. Yeah, I mean, but you know what I think? Like, try to remember your very first job interview, and you're sitting there waiting for the interview, and you walk in. Are you like this, or are you like this?
Right.
And just think of these lines that we might have that are saying something that we don't
imagine if your boss knew the things that our guest knows about, like the way what your face says about you, and what you're really subliminally telling other people. I think it'll be very interesting.
Well, and I think, unfortunately, we have lines on our face that we can't control. I have this one right in the middle of my forehead, so it always looks like I'm angry. But I'm not. It's just
from squinting.
From squinting, and I squint a lot. And I just happen to have this thing. It's genetic. My mother has it, too.
What if you have Botox?
That could cure it. And that's
but how can you read your face? If you have Botox, right? If it's frozen.
She's going to talk about that because you don't want it to look frozen. I think that's the whole point. How can you get rid of this line without looking fake or frozen? Right. Do you have another one? Do you have one more you can give me?
Okay, let me think. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait, let me think here.
Okay, I have to look. She's really concentrating on this.
No, I have to make sure I'm thinking of that.
All right.
Okay, ready? Okay, ready?
That was
I'm so
somebody
dumbfounded.
Just said something to you like really rude.
No, my line was, my sister helped me with this one. Your sister just got married in Vegas.
Oh. That's a good
She has a wedding coming up in April.
Oh, and she didn't do it? She got married in Vegas instead?
No, but that was our line. We were trying to think. She was trying to help me with stuff. I'm like, I need to come up with these little things.
All right. Well, let's look at your 4 facial expressions, and you at home could play this game as well with us.
Such a
and
fun
try
game.
to figure out which expression means what. Do we have them or not? I mean, I don't know. Oh, there's your... Oh, that's your husband. That's what? And that's my sister just got married. You have a lot of open mouth expressions. Yeah. We'll have to talk about that with Dr. Sherman.
Oh, you know what my husband always says is my mad face? I'll show you my mad face. He knows when I'm mad when I do this. Ready?
Oh, you have the lip, clenched jaw, lips straight across. Oh. That's the one to be afraid of, folks. If you get that.
If you get the no lips.
If you get the no lips. Watch out. All right. Well, thank you, Beth, for doing those expressions. Yes. You did a very nice job. Doesn't she have great expressions?
Now, if I only had some theater experience, I'm sure they would have been better. Sorry for those of you who are like, what?
What was that?
What was she doing?
Hey, we have a lot more fun today. But up next, your face may hold more information about yourself than you actually realize. So we're going to do some face mapping right after the break. Don't go anywhere. It should be interesting. You may not know what your face is saying about you, and let's try that again. Your face is very unique, and you don't realize that it's saying things about you that you don't actually know. If you're following this, joining us with the story is oculoplastic surgeon Dr. Deborah Sherman from Vanderbilt University. Is it oculoplastic?
Oculoplastic.
Like ocular, dealing with the eye.
Because that's our primary focus is the eyes. You know,
No pun intended.
No pun intended. But certainly, Lisa, when you look at someone's face, where's the first place you look?
At their eyes, of course.
You look at their eyes. And like it or not, our face sends a message. Sometimes we don't even have to say a word. It's the expression that sends the message.
Do you think folks even realize when they're doing that? Like if there's something about their eyes, like what if they're kind of the person that's always walking around like this and they don't even know it?
They look mad.
You know, you're exactly right. People do not even realize that you communicate emotions without speaking. Like take, for instance, let's take a look at your face, that expression that you just did.
No. Here's
Take
the
a look
one.
in the mirror.
It's genetic.
All right, do you
Here.
see how when
This
she
is it.
pulls
See when I
the
go like
angry
this?
muscles of the face? Do you see that number 1?
Oh, yeah. They have to see it.
That conveys anger, stress, and fatigue. Now, everybody's a little bit different, but that wouldn't be necessarily your best face, would it?
No, and I try to be careful, but so I can't avoid it. If I'm out in the sun, it's a squinting.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden somebody thinks you're mad or you're tired or you haven't slept the night before when actually you were feeling pretty good and slept 8 hours the night before.
My favorite thing in life, and I get this a lot because you would know by looking, I have the natural bags and dark circles. It's natural, it's Italian, it comes with the package. And my favorite thing after I've had 10 hours of sleep, you look really tired. I'm not. I can't help it. It's just the natural dark circles.
Exactly. And working women juggling career and family, does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
We don't like to be told that. Now let's take a look at Beth, for instance.
Oh, boy.
All right, well, take a look at
Did you like the play along we did?
I loved it, and it's so true. So let's look at that same area between your brows. Pull your brows together for me. Hold it really hard. Oh, she's got 1,100, 11,000, 1,111.
I'm telling you, look at all those. I got the crow's feet. Actually, they're smile lines.
All right, and so when you pull that together,
Right
those angry muscles of the face communicate a message of stress, anger, and fatigue. So if we were to relax those muscles and put them in a temporary timeout, then you don't get that facial message of stress. You get a more rested and relaxed look.
How do you do that?
Well, for instance, take a look, not that I'm the perfect model, but I do love that I lost my 11 because I had 2 vertical lines between my eyebrows. And I would see them when I was driving, picking up the kids, you know, looking in my rearview mirror. And I'd frown and I'd see all that stress and strain. And I was like, I don't want to communicate that message. So now, when I have my Botox, when I put it through the angry muscles of the face in a temporary timeout, watch it when I try to frown.
You can't.
Lost that 11, baby, and I love it.
You call it
Now,
the 11 because of the
2
right, okay.
lines.
Right. It's the easiest way to understand it because the dominant frown muscles of the face create those vertical lines which give the wrong facial message. Now, the key that you were talking about earlier is the fact that you don't have to look frozen. Right. In fact, the key is when you see these women that you've seen at high school reunions that you haven't seen for 10 years, or, you know, I inject a lot of celebrities to soccer moms, and we have to get some of these country music artists ready to get their 10-year awards. And they want to look as if they've never left the stage. So a lot of times these women that look so good have had Botox and sometimes fillers in a masterful way given by a cosmetic surgeon that specializes in aesthetic medicine.
I've heard of Botox. What are fillers?
Well, the fillers are made of hyaluronic acid. You know, that's one of the building blocks of skin. And so fillers such as Restylane can fill in the lines around the lower face when we lose tissue. And when we hit our 30s and our 40s and sometimes into our 50s, those lines start to give us a look of closet depression. So Botox Cosmetic is really the only FDA-approved treatment for putting the angry muscles of the face in timeout. So you can lose that 1 and she can lose her 11,111. And I lost my 11 with Botox Cosmetic.
You know, Rachel is one of our producers for Your Life Before You. I wanted to show, because we're talking about these different numbers, and she's got the perfect 11.
Yeah, I have the 11.
Lucky you, Rachel.
Yeah, lucky me.
All right, so show us your classic 11, Rachel.
Okay, this is what I give my 3-year-old this expression daily.
All right,
There's
you see
that
that? See those 2 lines?
Yes.
That's not her
They're
best
pretty
face.
pronounced, too.
And so when she looks in the mirror tells it all. The problem, the 11. But the real question is, what's the best way to treat the 11?
Exactly, and especially for me, because it seems to have been, you guys don't have it, you only do it when you make that expression. Mine is kind of always there.
Oh, I see mine, like you said earlier, when I'm driving the kids, rear view mirror, the sun hits, and I'm like, whoa.
Right.
So you're saying, so Botox is probably the best way to get rid of this?
It's the only FDA-approved treatment in order to put those angry muscles that are in overdrive. It's caused by an overactive muscle. So you look at a cause of the wrinkle. If the cause of the wrinkle is due to an overactive muscle that's squeezing that 11, then watch carefully. When I try to frown, I try as hard as I can. Do you see that 11 forming? My brows don't pull together. But at the same time, do I have plenty of facial expression? Do I look frozen or startled? I don't think so. Because, you know,
I would like to know, because you have the background of, you know, of the eyes, is that helpful with doing the Botox, because you're able to know where all the facial muscles are?
Absolutely. And the key is that you see a physician, you know, my primary focus is around the eyes. I do plastic surgery around the eyes, and that's my only area. So, of course, I see over 100 faces a week, and I can tell you that it's not the lines around the eyes that leave someone looking stressed and tired. It's those 2 vertical lines. So that 11 can really change the way you affect with others. And if you want to lose it nicely and still have the facial expression that you want, I mean, I feel like I'm like a Disney character. I mean, I have tons of expressions, and I don't want to lose that. That's part of me.
That's true.
And so the key is that I can tell who I want to. Of course, I'm telling the whole world today because I'm proud of it, and I like it. But on the other hand, the key is that it looks natural. And so how do you find, you know, Lisa, nobody should trust their face to an untrained physician.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because there's a lot of people doing Botox
How do you
right
find
now. Who
somebody?
do you go to be on this, to make sure you're getting the best person for the job? Because there
You
could
can
be
get
complications,
droopy-eyed.
right?
That's one of the big
There
things. You
are
get
some
droopy-eyed.
complications, and after having done it for over 15 years, I can tell you that we have been able to perfect the technique because we have what we call master injectors. And if you go to a website called www.loseyour11.com, then you can find a list of plastic surgeons, dermatologists, oculoplastic surgeons, ophthalmologists, physicians that specialize in cosmetic medicine. That's the person you should trust your face to, because that's the one that's going to give you that natural, refreshed look. You know, instead of a good hair day, you want a good face day. You know, because your face is the only outfit you wear.
But you were saying for
every day.
Botox, it should just primarily be this area, not this area.
Actually, that's an excellent question.
Because that's where I would go, for all those little
But I see that they
crow's
talk
feet.
about it here.
Absolutely. You should know that Botox is only FDA approved for the area, the 11 between the brows. But as a physician that has plenty of experience in the technique, I do inject it around the laugh lines, and we do inject it in the other. It's not illegal, and the key is go to the right doctor, because the right doctor will know the proper technique to have that master artist approach. So we can inject other areas, although they're not FDA approved. But we do that type of thing all the time in the hands of an experienced and well-trained physician. We can analyze your 11, your 11,1111.
That sounds so awful.
And your 1.
I have a 1.
And we wouldn't give it all the same. You see, we would have a different deposition and pattern than Rachel would. And so that's how you get that natural look. That's how my celebrities and my soccer moms end up being happy.
So see, and listen to Dr. Sherman here. She said celebrities. So those women that you see on those award shows, and you're going, how do they look so good? It's because they had a little help.
Right.
Always tell your husband they've had some help, honey.
Quit drooling. It costs money.
And hopefully the Botox, do you think it's going to start going down in price because it's becoming more and more popular?
Well, you know, actually Botox is very affordable. It costs about $300 to $500 per treatment. And let's think about that. I had a patient come in the other day and she said, you know, because it lasts 4 months, $3 to $5 a day is really all I'm spending. So think about it. Same price as you pay for a grande latte, she told me.
Oh, there you go. Good analogy. I like that, Dr. Sherman. Thank you so much for being here. Very good news. All of us with our 11s and 1s. If you'd like more information about what we just talked about, which you probably do, all you need to do is go to our website or dial our hotline. We have all the information about what we just talked about. Up next, money-saving tips when you shop and getting your bills organized. Coming up.